Well, America, it's grilling season. You know what that means. Sun's out, buns out, nice ice cold beer in the middle of the day, and of course, burgers. More often than not, they're gonna be overcooked, undercooked, shrunken, too big, falling apart, any number of things. Even some people mix onions in there and salt and all kinds of spices, and it just tanks them. So today, I'm gonna show you every way to screw up a burger. And I want you to bear in mind, every single one of the things that you see today, I've done, absolutely. This is not me looking down on any of these mistakes. This is 36 years of me screwing up, trying again, screwing up again, and doing it over and over until we ended up here talking about it. So, let's get started, shall we?
Are you grilling something right now?
Oh, whoa! Oh, geez. Well, lesson number one, don't walk away. Stay by the grill. When you're cooking on the grill, stay by the grill. Focus on this one thing, and then you can do other stuff once the burgers are done. All right?
I'd still eat it though.
I would not at this point. I would probably skip that one. A big thank you to Element for working with me on this episode. I've enjoyed using Element for a while to help me hydrate after a workout or a long day of shooting. I noticed that by staying on top of my hydration, I have more energy and hit less slumps throughout the day. My favorite flavor is mango chili, but the team is partial to the citrus flavor too. They're refreshing and salty in the best way. You can try both of those flavors and more with your first Element order. Head to drinklmnt.com/Babish to get a free sample pack with any drink mix purchase. If you don't like it, give it to a friend, and Element will give you your money back, no questions asked. The link is drinklmnt.com/Babish. All right, so I'm not walking away. I'm not sitting over there and having a beer. I'm sticking by the grill so I don't overcook my burger. So I think this guy's getting ready to flip. Okay, that was a close one. Very important, mise en place. Get all your stuff together, bring it out to the grill so you don't have to leave, so you're not running the last second to flip or cheese or whatever. You want to be here the whole time. Okay, nice cold grill. And Brad, you know what I always say, flames on, game's on. Sports. Flames are on, burgers going on. That's how you make burgers, I'm pretty sure.
That's not supposed to be sizzling or anything?
Nah, it'll sizzle eventually. What does it matter if it sizzles now versus later? Tell me. Let's give her a flip, shall we? Oh. Not only did it fall apart, all the good bits are stuck. It's stuck everywhere. It's almost like there's a factor of sticking, like a stickage. Stickage. Enough fun and games. We've been having some fun here, but it's time that we learn a little life lesson. That is, you need a hot, preheated grill so that your burger doesn't stick. You want to put some grill marks on there as fast as possible, and you don't want them to rip off when you flip the burger. So make sure your grill is good and ripping hot before you put any burgers on it. Otherwise, you're going to end up with something that looks like this. So now that the grill's a mess, I'm gonna do what you should do to start, which is I'm going to run this nice and hot for about 10 minutes, and then I'm gonna give it a thorough brushing. That's gonna carbonize and brittleize any detritus that's left on the grates from the last time you cooked. Now for anti-stickage bonus points, I'm gonna kill all the burners. It's all nice and hot. I got an old towel I don't care about, and a bowl full of neutral oil like vegetable oil. And you can do this when the grill's cold, or just kill the flames so you don't get too many flare-ups. This might flare up, so be careful. This way, really nothing is gonna stick to these guys. Things are gonna get smoky. Your neighbors might call the fire department on you. That has actually happened to me. But your burgers won't stick. And if there's anything I learned from the movie, Anyone But You.
Andrew, I can't breathe.
Okay. All right. Recipe said to grill the burgers for 3 minutes on each side for a perfectly done burger. Oh, just skating around, look at that. Beautiful. All right, I've grilled up my burger and I gotta say, it looks perfect. I mean it like it looks like a magazine burger or something. So I can't wait to take a look at this cross section. Let's see what we got here. Oh. What is this, a middle school cafeteria? Did somebody boil this? So the only two ways you can really get your burgers done right are with a temperature probe and with practice. All these poke tricks, all this crap, come on. It doesn't work because all different burgers are just that, they're different. Different kinds of beef, different fat contents, different thicknesses, different shapes. These are all things that are gonna cause your burgers to cook differently. And until you're used to your grill and the kind of burger that you're grilling, I really recommend using a temperature probe and just poke it. Find out what's going on inside, and then that way, no surprises. Like this. Time to form my burger. You know how I like them. Thin as the day is long. Thin as I am wide. I like a thin burger. These are the sayings of the men's organization of which I am a member. We believe that thin burgers make you a more dominant male, and we're all incels. Every single one of us. All right, time for a flip. Oh. Okay. It's probably fine. Just fine. Look, see, you can't tell the difference.
And Andrew, I can tell a difference.
Oh, between that and what?
A burger?
Fine then, Brad, no burgers for you. Thin burgers are an issue on the grill because there's not enough surface area to sort of support their thin infrastructure, and they will end up generally falling apart, probably being overcooked. If you want a nice thin burger, make a smash burger. Either use cast iron indoors or throw the cast iron right on the grill. Get it ripping hot and smash some patties. Time to form my burger, and I've since found a new men's group that believes in thickness, as thick a burger as possible. So that's what I'm doing right now. It's nice and thick. I like a thick burger. That's gonna do the job for me as a burger enthusiast, an occasional, well, let's face it, lifelong incel. All right, let's go. All right, my burger's done. Bit of an odd shape. It's smaller than the bun, and it's far taller than when I started. So this is the issue that I probably ran into most when I was first making burgers, and that is the softball effect. This guy turned into a tall, puffy, kind of parabola of sorts. And the problem there is that we just formed it into the way we wanted it to look when it's done. And that is where you run into trouble. You want to form the patty concave, sort of. You want it to have a divot on the top so to compensate for the shrinkage and the puffage that occurs during cooking. All right, got my meat. You can see it's fresh out of the package. You can still see the sort of wormy, brain-like design. And the men's group that I'm now a part of thinks that you should mess with beef as little as possible when it comes out of the packaging. You just sort of grab the meat, you press it into a patty, and that's why we get together and talk these reasons. It's a lot of men's groups. So there we go. We got ourselves a burger, according to my friends. Who is the problem with me? No, let's go grill. All right, we are ready to flip. And oh no, oh boy. Okay, that's a problem. A cracked burger. Cracked burgers are generally a problem with forming, and if you're grabbing the meat straight out of the package, especially if it's pre-ground, and just forming it into a patty and grilling it, you're gonna end up with cracks. If you don't work the meat enough and make it homogeneous enough, then it's going to crack as well. When you press it down, patch up any cracks, make sure that there's a cohesive patty before it heads on the grill. All right, so I really don't want a cracked burger this time. So I'm gonna really mix it up and get it nice and homogeneous. All right, and here's the patty we beat within an inch of its life. Looks pretty normal on the outside. Ooh, I did overcook it, but it's got rather a close texture. And it's like papery, it's like fibrous, because we've overmixed it. So we overcompensated. To prevent our burger from cracking, we overmixed it, and it's kind of like overmixing something with flour in it, overworking its gluten. In this case, we overworked the proteins and the network of fibrous tissues and stuff inside the beef, and it ended up making it really tough. It's got a really tough texture. It's not where you want your burger to end up. So don't overmix it. Don't undermix it, but don't overmix it. Okay, so your burger's flaring up. You see that? What's the solve here? One thing you can do is try to quench the flames with a little spray ball of water. If that's not doing the trick, here's what I like to do. If you have the real estate on your grill, I like to turn down the burners on the other side, grab it, and if you flip it over here, it's gonna be an even bigger flare up. If you flip it over here, well, there was a little one, but now, as you can see, less of, well, you know what I mean, just So Brad, I have a question for you. What dumb thing am I doing right now?
Addressing me and not the audience?
No, I am pressing the patty. Far too many people do this. And all it does, literally all it does, is squeeze the juices out of your burger and cause flare-ups. Don't be a dingus. Don't press your burgers. Oh, here you go, new neighbors. Thanks for coming to my barbecue. Here's your burger. Do you want my burger that I made for you? Look at it, it's your burger. It was the same size as the bun when I started, I swear it. So as you can see, burgers, like most meats, when heated, contract. So if you make your patty the exact size of your bun, it's gonna end up too small. And you're gonna be the laughing stock of the burger men's group, like I was. So, Brad, I have a question for you this time. Can you tell me what's wrong with this burger? Can you tell me what's wrong with this burger, Brad? Can you tell me what's wrong with the burger?
I think I'll be demonetized if I do.
Oh, don't worry, that happens to lots of guys. Plain beef, what is this, the post office? Peppers, onions, and why not tomatoes? Now, this is how I make my gourmet burger. These are also available at many, many, many grocery stores, marketed as stuffed burgers or something like that. But you could do it yourself. Just ruin the beef all on your own.
Wait, is it gonna ruin it?
No, I mean, you can gourmetify it all on your own. So I got my peppers and onions in there, but is that enough? I've seen ones at the grocery store that have barbecue sauce mixed right into the burger. Here are our quote unquote gourmet burgers. I keep calling them gourmet because usually at the grocery store, that's what they label them as, is like gourmet stuffed burgers. As you can see, some issues. Not only did some of the vegetables stick, which ripped off a lot of the caramelized exterior, but it creates structural integrity problems. Like if too many peppers or onions bunch up, it caused half the burger to rip off. They're less structurally sound, they're ugly, and they're full of uncooked, crunchy vegetables. It's just, why? Just don't put stuff in your burgers. Put it on your burger. Put it on the burger. Not in the burger, on. Not in, on.
What?
Not in, on. Wrong. See? It looks relatively normal, but you can see that it is a different texture than the other burgers. I don't know how visual the difference is gonna be, so let's give it a taste. It's so tough. It's so spongy. I mean, that is a boiled middle school burger right there. Do not pre-salt your beef. Please, salt it right before it goes on the grill, or even after it's come off the grill. Preformed patties. Look at these beauties. These are fresh from the store. They're preformed. I don't have to even touch the meat, and they're only double the price. These ones in particular were $10 a pound for ground beef. So let's throw these on the grill, see what happens. So here we have our preformed patties. This is the one that I grilled straight out of the tub, and this is the one that I mashed up and reformed myself. And this is what has happened every single time. When we cook the preformed patty, it domes, always. Look at the super dome on that, go Saints. So the only fix I could think of is to mash it up and reform it. And this has also happened every time, it cracks. So with preformed patties, you're paying more for patties that don't cook up properly. So there's just zero reason to buy preformed patties unless you have like a pathological fear of meat. And if that's the case, why are you making burgers? All right, this burger's ready to flip.
You only flip burgers once, okay?
They constantly got the spatula and they keep turning over, pressing, turn it over.
I only flip the burgers one time so they get nice and crusty on both sides.
Don't touch it.
Just let the car alone!
No, that's bullshit. It's a myth that you only can flip your burger once. If you flipped it too soon and you need a little more color on one side, you want to even out the cook. Once it's good and seared on the other side, flip it again. It's not the end of the world. You know, I like my burgers fancy, okay? I'm not like most guys, okay? I like my burger fancy, so I'm putting some really aged cheddar on there. Am I right, fellas? All right. Burger with ultra aged cheddar. And as you can see, it is very, very oily. It melted okay, but it's still in visibly like solid chunks. And you can see that it's just like dripping oil because older cheeses, the fats separate more easily when they melt. That's why they're not good melters. And a lot of gourmet burgers throw aged cheddar or aged Gruyere or whatever on their burgers, and it ends up being this like kind of filmy, greasy mess on top. I'm not a fan of aged cheese on burgers. I think you gotta go young cheese, American cheese, those are the way. But it's probably still gonna be pretty good.
At the end of the day, aren't all of these burgers still pretty good?
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty good. All right, here's our burger, and as far as I understand it, first step to making a burger is putting it on the grill. So here we go. It doesn't seem right, but you know, the internet wouldn't lie to me.
What's the oil for?
This. Oh boy, that's scary. Burning oil going down into the drip pan. So enough screwing around. How do we make the perfect burger? Well, I'm gonna show you. I like to form my burgers on parchment because then you can use it to lift the burger off, plop it down on the grill, nice and easy. For each patty, I like to use 6 ounces of 80/20 ground beef. This can cause flare-ups because it's very high fat, but it's gonna taste better, so worth the trade-off. As you can see, this is store-bought ground beef. In an ideal world, we're grinding our own beef because then you get a really, really great pebbly texture. You can control the fat content and the flavor. But most of the time we're making burgers, we're just buying ground beef. So that's absolutely fine. And I'm just going to, as we demonstrated, work it just a little bit, just until I can't see those like wormy lines anymore. You know what I mean? That's all, just like that. We don't want to overwork it, but we also don't want to underwork it. Now, onto the parchment paper goes the beef ball. And if we just press it out flat, well, it looks pretty good actually, but you can see that cracks sometimes start to form when you just press it out flat like that. So I like to sort of keep one hand working the beef, pressing it flat and turning it around while the other hand shores up the defenses around the outside, pinching together any potential cracks and smearing them a little bit so they don't open up with the heat of the grill, because like we said, meat contracts when you heat it, so any cracks are gonna become exaggerated when they go on the grill. So I'm doing the same sort of thing. I'm pushing the beef out towards the sides and then I'm pressing it back in and up. There we are. This is right where you want it to be. See how there's a distinct rim and a bit of a concave, that's the only word I can think of. It's concave kind of indentation in the center. You could just thumbprint in the center, but it's less reliable. You might end up with just a thumbprint in the middle of your burger and it might still puff up. This is going to cook up really, really evenly and flat. So our burger's formed. For cheese, I'm going with yellow American, not singles, not the stuff in the plastic that you peel off. Deli slices. This stuff melts better. The stuff in the plastic packet, it gets really like shiny and weird and plasticine, like the packaging itself, when heated. It's gross. I don't really know why it exists, but get the deli slices either from the deli or just, you know, the pre-sliced deli stuff. That's what you want. I like doing 2 slices. As you can see, they're arranged into a sort of Star of David. This is both because it's gonna look nice, like there's gonna be these corners of cheese melting down the sides of the burger, but also just better coverage. So, okay, here we go. I got my salt and pepper, and I have my spatula outside. That's everything, right? Is that everything?
Napkins?
Well, for what?
What if your hands get sullied by something?
Fine, I'll get a napkin. Okay. Perfect. Here we go. We're ready to make a burger. Let's go. All right, so we're ready to grill. We've preheated the thing, we've brushed it down, we've oiled it. It's ready to receive our burgers. So we're ready to rock. Using the parchment paper like so. Flip directly onto the grates, peel off the paper. And now is an excellent time to season with a nice sprinkle of kosher salt, freshly ground pepper. I'm gonna shut it down. This way it's going to cook more ambiently, as though we're in an oven. It's getting the direct heat, but it's also getting ambient heat, which is just gonna cook it more thoroughly. It won't have to stay on there as long to be properly cooked.
Is this part of the process, Andrew?
What I'm looking for is for the brown to be more than half of the way up the side of the patty, and for the top of the patty to be starting to change color. That's the stuff. Cheese on, and just to help the cheese melt, little spritz of water. The steam is gonna help the cheese melt a little bit softer and gooier. I want a balmy 135 because I like my burgers medium, not medium rare. I'm really putting myself out there right now because I guarantee I'm gonna pull this too soon because I'm nervous and it's gonna be undercooked and you're all gonna laugh. But whatever, as long as you're not laughing with me, I want you to laugh at me. I'm a clown. Okay, I'm pulling it. Also, do not make the mistake of not toasting your bun. Your burger has to rest for a minute or 2 anyway, so get those buns toasted so they don't turn into a sog fest. They're also just gonna taste better. Toast your buns. As you can see, it's not domed. It's the same size as the bun. Top it up. The cheeseburger. Salted, peppered, beef, cheese, bun. That's it. That's all you need. Now, let's see if I cooked it properly, shall we? Ooh, that's more medium rare, but I'll take it because that looks pretty good. Well, until next time, this has been every way to screw up a burger. That is until the last one, when everything goes just right. Thanks again to Element for working with me on today's episode. What makes Element different? Element is full of electrolytes to regulate your hydration. This means that the drink is super salty. Yep, each stick has 1,000 milligrams of sodium, a necessary inclusion to help you meet your electrolyte needs. The Element formula has been perfected after years of testing and nutritional science. This makes Element a great solution for you if you're struggling to stay hydrated. Meeting your electrolyte and hydration needs will give you energy, better cognitive function, and fewer headaches. So just try it for yourself. And if you don't like Element or it doesn't work for you, they'll give you your money back. Head to drinklmnt.com/Babish to get a free sample pack with any drink mix purchase.
You did the bit for me, so this is the least that I can do for you.
How's it taste?